I'm Laurie Thomas with the University of Kentucky Forestry and Natural Resources Extension, and I'm here with the tree of the week, the southern magnolia. Magnolia grandiflora is a beautiful flowering broadleaf evergreen tree of the southern United States. It is a member of the Magnoliaceae family and is one of the 80 or so species of magnolias that are native to the eastern United States and Southeast Asia. Magnolias are considered to be among the oldest flowering plants. And southern magnolia is also called evergreen magnolia, bull bay, big laurel, or large flower magnolia. Trees typically grow 50 to 90 feet tall and 24 to 36 inches in diameter, and it's typically conical or has a pyramidal growth form. Trees are moderately fast growing and can reach an average age of about 80 to 150 years of age. Because of its showy, fragrant flowers and lustrous evergreen leaves, it is a popular ornamental that is planted around the world. And florists value the leathery leaves, and it's very widely used in floral decorations, especially around the holidays. And southern magnolia is also an important wildlife tree for both food and cover. Southern magnolia's range extends from North Carolina to central Florida and west into southeast Texas, and it's most prevalent in Louisiana, Mississippi, and Texas. It grows best on rich, loamy soils along streams and near swamps. And southern magnolia is considered a bottomland species that tolerates high soil moisture levels. However, it does not survive extended flooded conditions. It also tolerates soil salinity and is sensitive to fire. And southern magnolia is classified as overall tolerant to shade. The leaves are simple in form and alternately arranged on the branches, as you can see in the photo. They are 5 to 8 inches long and oval and elliptical in shape with entire or smooth margins. They are evergreen, very thick with a waxy or shiny upper surface. They're dark green in color above and paler with a rusty fuzz on the other side. The leaves can persist on the tree for about 2 years. Southern magnolia is monoecious, meaning a tree has both male and female flowers, and the flowers are perfect, meaning a flower contains both male and female reproductive structures. The showy flowers have 6 to 12 large creamy white petals, and the flowers are 6 to 8 inches across and have a lovely lemon citronella fragrance. The flowers bloom from May to June, and they are pollinated by a variety of beetles and flies. The fruit of southern magnolia is a fleshy cone-shaped structure that's about 3 to 8 inches long. It contains multiple follicles or carpels that contain 2 or more seeds. The follicles are 3 to 5 inches long, and they start out green and change to red, then brown. Each follicle has a bright red fleshy seed that matures in the fall and will hang temporarily suspended by a slender silken thread before dropping. The seeds are eaten and dispersed by turkey, quail, possum, and squirrels. The seeds germinate the first or second spring following seed fall. And trees typically begin seed production around 10 years of age and reach peak production around 25. Southern magnolia usually has a good seed crop every year, and magnolias commonly develop root and stump sprouts. The bark is gray and somewhat thin and smooth. On younger trees there are a number of lenticels in the bark, and the lenticels are tiny openings that allow gas exchange. As the tree ages and grows, the bark will develop close plates. The wood of southern magnolia is usually lumped with sweet bay, Magnolia virginiana, and cucumber tree, Magnolia acuminata, magnolias, and sold just as magnolia wood. But it is the hardest and the heaviest of the magnolias harvested in the U.S. The sapwood is yellowish white and the brownish heartwood that usually has a tint of yellow or green. The wood is moderate in heaviness, hardness, and stiffness, and rated moderately high in shock resistance. The wood is used for furniture construction, boxes, pallets, Venetian blinds, crown and trim molding. Southern magnolia is an important wildlife tree, providing both food and shelter. The flowers provide high protein pollen to beetles and flies, and the seeds are high in fat and a good source of energy, and they're eaten by mammals such as squirrel, possum, mice, and chipmunks. They're also an important energy source for many birds like wild turkey, as well as a variety of migratory birds such as the eastern kingbird, wood thrushes, and red-eyed vireos. And the evergreen nature of the trees provides shelter throughout the seasons for a variety of wildlife. The showy southern magnolia is a very popular ornamental tree that's planted extensively around the world. It tolerates urban settings particularly damaged by sulfur dioxide. And in southern coastal settings, it's promoted as a hurricane or storm-resistant tree because of its high survival rate of branch loss or defoliation compared with other common landscape trees. When planting this tree in an urban setting, the tree should be matched with the right place. It needs plenty of room for canopy and root growth. In addition to its urban importance, it's also valued by florists for its evergreen, leathery leaves and is a favorite in holiday decorations that's used for centerpieces, garlands, and wreaths. There were over 150 cultivars developed and named, but today only about 30 to 40 still exist and fewer are commercially sold. The national champion southern magnolia as of 2021 is in Smith County, Texas. It's 250 inches in circumference, 74 feet tall, with an 80-foot crown spread. The Kentucky champion is in Jefferson County, and it's 127 inches in circumference, 51 feet tall, with a 48-foot crown spread. If you'd like to know more about champion trees, check out American Forest Champion Trees or check out the Kentucky Division of Forestry Champion Trees. Now for a few fun facts about southern magnolia. Magnolia species arose early in the evolution of flowering plants, around 95 million years ago. In fact, it evolved before bees, which is why it's pollinated by beetles and flies. Traditionally, early Americans used a decoction of the bark as a skin wash for heat, itching, and sores, as well as a steam bath for dropsy. And even today, the leaves, fruit, bark, and wood yield a variety of extracts that could have use in pharmaceutical applications. Southern magnolia was first introduced into Great Britain in 1726 by plant collector Mark Catesby, and then it was introduced into France, where it was glowingly described in the 1731 Gardener's Dictionary. Nearly 200 years ago, a southern magnolia was planted near the south portico of the White House, and it was the oldest tree on the White House grounds until 2018, when it had to be removed because of damage and poor health. Offshoots of that magnolia were saved and grown and planted in place of the original tree. The White House magnolia was so famous that for decades it was pictured on the back of the $20 bill. The southern magnolia is the state tree and state flower of Mississippi, which is known as the Magnolia State, and it is the state flower of Louisiana. The scientific genus name Magnolia is Latin and was named for the French botanist Pierre Magnol, and the specific epithet grandiflora is from Latin and means grand flower for the showy flowers of this tree. I hope you enjoyed learning about the seasonal southern magnolia and get the opportunity to get out into your woods, a local park, or neighborhood and enjoy our tremendous trees.